So when it came to the documentary, did they approach you or you approached them?
So what happens, which you find in the documentary, I went to a press conference. Someone, a mentor of mine in the NYPD said, there's a press conference exposing the arrest quotas. You should check it out. So I had training that day. And for the training, I had to be in business attire. So I said, the training was at 3, the press conference was at 10. I said, you know what, let me just get dressed for training. That way I'm already ready to go. I don't have to go back home. So that's the only reason I had a suit on, because I had training. So I stand at the press conference and I'm liking what I'm hearing. So that's when I approached the attorneys. I meet with the attorneys a week later. I joined the lawsuit, and I'll never forget the attorney was like, not only do I want you to join this, I want you to be the face of this. I'm like, why I gotta be the face? I'm just trying to help out.
Right.
He was like, because we need you to be the face of this. You have a very compelling story. So maybe 2 months after that, a journalist contacted the attorneys and said, I want to write an article about those officers who are suing.
That was from the New York Times.
Yeah, well, he was freelance.
Okay.
But after we started interviewing for the story, he said, this is big, man. I think I'm going to go to the cream of the crop. I said, the Times? He's like, the Times. So maybe a month later, he went to the Times. I'll never forget, I was standing in front of the United Nations. It was right around this time, 4 years ago. And he was like, yo, the Times, they don't believe the story. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, they don't think this is real. They said, if this is real, it's going to be front page. So I was like, all right, let them know it's real. He's like, I need the evidence. So, from there, they took a look at the evidence, and the rest is history, man. Big New York Times article, changed my life.
In your life?
Yeah, it changed my life.
And then last Sunday?
Oh, man. We were up against very important documentaries. We were nominated in the social issue category. So all documentaries are great. All documentaries in that category are very important to society. And but particularly the Trayvon Martin documentary, Rest in Power, that sparked the movement.
Right.
And it had the backing of Rock Nation, Sean Carter, Jay-Z.
I'm surprised that little guy's story wasn't in there too. The one that hung himself after Rikers Island.
Oh yeah, that was Khalif Browder.
Yeah.
That was also Jay-Z.
Oh shit.
But he did that the year before.
Okay.
So Jay-Z's been hitting it, with these important documentaries. So that was what I believed was most likely to win. But I knew if people gave Crime and Punishment, the time to actually watch it and dissect it, they'll know that it's special. Because the access that we give the producer, that's what no other documentary has. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how much name recognition. If us as the officers don't let you in and let you record us and tell you what's going on, become whistleblowers, you got nothing.
And that was the different thing when I watched the documentary. I was like, God, Lee. Like I had an idea because, I'm pretty aware of cops. So I had an idea of they probably had a quota. But just to see the evidence, you guys putting, hidden cameras on and hearing the officers saying, yo, give him a collar. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah, man.
Like, arresting people. Yo, you need to arrest more black people and Latinos. And I was like, yo.
Arrest for the sake of arrest, man.
Facts.
It's a shame.
Like, and that mean, even me as a black man, I'm like, yo, it could have been me.
That's what you're up against, man.
Right.
And it kills me, And don't get me wrong, do we have issues in the community? Absolutely. I've buried many friends, from the time I was 15 years old, friends started getting killed, and it's a horrible experience. And, we have work to do, but the quota, you end up pulling people in and locking people up that just going about their business, might do a little minor infraction here and there. Nothing that doesn't happen everywhere.
And the cases will get dismissed, but it's not the fact that it's not just that they get dismissed, it's the process that you have to go through to get the case dismissed. And I'm pretty sure some people just said, F it, they take the deal, they take the plea, and they're like...
Oh yeah, the whole system relies on plea deals. That's what makes it survive. If just 20% of people would have to fight the case, the system would crumble. The amount of people coming in, it can't handle.
Yeah, but if you're gonna fight it, you're still gonna stay in prison, right? You're still gonna.
Well, you get bail. No, you get bail.
But you back in l'argent bill là.
Depuis ça. Yeah.
Like, souvent, là, j'en build
No,
up.
hey.
It's like, and most of the people that they arrest are people living from paycheck to paycheck. They can't spare that little change that they got because, you know.
Yeah, man. Trust me, I
Faut
know,
d'ailleurs
bro.
acheter, faut formula acheter.
Trust me, I know. I'll share a story. I remember because so as your seniority increases, every 6 months there's a new group that graduates. So every 6 months you get a little bit more seniority. Now there's a new rookie to do the rookie stuff. But because I was so vocal in standing up, no matter how much my seniority got better, I still did the rookie stuff. It was retaliation. So one of the common assignments was transporting prisoners. And I remember I transported maybe 3 or 4 prisoners. And there was this one brother, Jamaican brother, construction worker. He was still in his construction gear, and he was crying. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He was like, nah, you don't understand, officer. I said, well, I don't understand what? He was like, things are finally going good, and I get locked up. I said, what happened? He said, my MetroCard wasn't working, you know, and there was no token booth clerk. So I just went through the gate when somebody opened it. He didn't pay his fare. It's $2.
That was it?
That's it. You know, and well, he didn't pay his fare when they ran his name. It was either something in his past, you know.
They're gonna warrant.
It was. So here's the thing, man. There's something called the transit recidivism policy. Even if you don't have a warrant, if you've ever been convicted of a felony, you don't qualify for a summons. Yeah, if you get stopped for something that's summonsable, but you've been convicted of a felony, the summons gets waived and you get to go through the full arrest process.
And that's only in New York?
Yeah. It's called the transit recidivism policy. It's nonsense,
Sure.
you know. And so I believe this 4 years ago, but this is what he got caught on. So he was explaining to me that he's in a custody battle. He finally got his kids, finally got his job, finally got his apartment. Everything was going. And this was in October. You know, holidays were around the corner. And I said, so what's the problem? He's like, they're going to fire me. I was like, fire you for what? He's like, today, it was Thursday. He was like, we got paid today. If I don't go to work tomorrow, Friday, and I try to come Monday, I'm going to be fired. Construction business is, you know, you get laid off like this.
Yeah, because it's your job là bon.
Exactly. So I said, just tell your boss, you know, your foreman, you got arrested for some nonsense. He's like, nah, there's no way they're going to believe me. I said, where do you work? He said, right by the Barclays Center. It was still being constructed. They were constructing the residential, the high rises around it. It's completed now. And I said, what time do you start work? He was like, I think 5:30 in the morning. So I said, all right, I'm gonna take your number, all right? I'll give you a call Sunday to find out if you made it to court in time tonight to go to work tomorrow. If not, I will come to your job. He's like, you'll do that? I said, brother, I'm not, you know, Papu Gomez seem do like
Right.
it. I'm telling you because I would. So Sunday, I'm at work and then I remember, oh shit, let me call him. So I call, he said, yo, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this call. I really didn't think you would do it. I said, so what happened Friday? He said, I didn't get out till 5 p.m. I said, yeah, you definitely missed work. I said, all right, meet me Monday morning, you know, I'll meet you. So I was there about 5:20, about 5:37 or something, he comes, and we walked to the foreman. He was laid off, man. Like he knew what he was talking about. I identified myself, I explained to the foreman, hired him right back on the spot, man. Like for 2 months, he texts me every day, thank you. My kids have Thanksgiving this year because of you. My kids have Christmas because of you. And honestly, the job they don't encourage that though, man. They want the number. And the officer that arrested him, it's like my brother, you know. He didn't see all of that though. Because when you gotta hit that quota, you don't have time to see all of that.
Right.
You don't have time to worry about what's going on. You just need that number. Yeah.
Right.
You stop seeing human beings. You literally just see numbers.
Right.
You know, and I felt, because I remember thinking, whatever my contribution to change in the department is going to be, I'm only going to get one shot. So I started thinking, what's going to be the one thing that I could change that will have the biggest impact? And when I learned about the quota system, I said, this is what I'm going to change. I'm going to get rid of this nonsense. How I'm going to do it, I don't know, but I'm going to get rid of it. Now I know, obviously, as a whistleblower with a federal lawsuit, but you know, even as a rookie, I remember thinking, I got to get rid of that.